If you're a die-hard Browns fan and love breaking down the game like we do, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a blitz. The Cleveland Browns find themselves at a crucial crossroads in their running back situation, as troubling news regarding their promising rookie Quinton Judkins casts a shadow over their backfield plans. Judkins, a second-round pick from the 2025 NFL Draft, was expected to be the team's primary ball carrier, a player capable of energizing the offense and shouldering significant responsibility in the run game. However, his recent off-season arrest and the looming possibility of an NFL suspension threaten to disrupt those expectations. This unexpected setback leaves the Browns scrambling to find a viable alternative heading into training camp. The timing couldn't be worse, with preseason preparations underway and the coaching staff needing clarity on who will carry the workload. Judkins' absence could mean a major reshuffle in the Browns' offensive strategy, forcing the team to reconsider depth and experience at the position. Without him, the Browns risk losing the dynamic element they hoped he would bring to the rushing attack. In response to this uncertainty, Browns analyst Mac Blank has proposed a solution that many fans and insiders might find appealing. Re-signing former running back Darnell Johnson. Johnson is no stranger to the Browns system, having spent his first 4 NFL seasons in Cleveland. His familiarity with the team's running scheme means he wouldn't require a lengthy adjustment period and could seamlessly integrate back into the offense as a reliable option. Johnson's veteran presence could provide not only stability but also mentorship to younger backs currently on the roster. His 738 rushing yards on 141 attempts during his tenure with Cleveland indicate a solid, dependable performance level that the Browns could tap into. Given the unpredictability surrounding Judkins, bringing back Johnson could serve as an insurance policy, a plug-and-play option who understands the playbook, the coaches, and the expectations, making him an ideal short-term fix. Yet, the Browns might not be as desperate for reinforcements as the situation seems. The team boasts some depth at running back that could soften the blow. If Judkins' suspension is confirmed, Jerome Ford, a veteran back, could see his role increase significantly, especially now that the Browns have reverted to their preferred blocking scheme. Ford has the experience and skill set to capitalize on this offensive adjustment, and the knowledge that he was initially slated as a backup might fuel his motivation to prove his worth this season. If Ford can elevate his game, he could help fill the void left by Judkins and provide the Browns with a physical, dependable runner between the tackles. His potential improvement might mean the team doesn't necessarily need to go out and acquire another running back immediately, but rather trust in the talent already present in the locker room. Adding to the Browns' depth chart is 4th-round draft pick Dylan Sampson, a player with the potential to be a game-changer every time he touches the ball. Sampson's size, speed, and playmaking ability make him a threat to break off big runs and shift the momentum of games. For a young player in his rookie season, the opportunity to step up in the absence of Judkins could be invaluable. Sampson has the chance to prove he can handle a heavier workload and emerge as a star on the Browns' offense. The excitement around his potential is justified, given the combination of physical tools and instincts he has shown during preseason activities. If Sampson can seize this moment, the Browns might find that their future running back star is already on the roster, ready to take the pressure off the team's immediate concerns. Quinton Judkins, however, remains the key figure in this unfolding narrative. His potential as a dynamic, explosive runner gives the Browns a reason to remain hopeful despite the adversity. The team invested a high draft pick in him, reflecting their confidence in his abilities and his fit within their offensive plans. Unfortunately, the reported legal troubles and a contract situation that remains unresolved only complicate matters. Not having Judkins available for potentially a third of his rookie season is far from ideal, and it places extra pressure on the coaching staff to adjust quickly. The Browns are now balancing the need to support their rookie through his off-field issues with the practical necessity of fielding a competitive, effective ground game. This predicament underscores the volatile nature of NFL rosters and the importance of depth and flexibility in team construction. Despite the challenges, the Browns' passing game could help compensate for any running back uncertainties. A strong aerial attack that can sustain drives and keep defenses honest is crucial when a team faces instability in its ground game. If the Browns can consistently move the chains through the air, they'll reduce the burden on their running backs and prevent defenses from stacking the box. This balance in offensive production is vital, especially during a rookie suspension or injury. The ability to maintain offensive rhythm through passing could make the difference between a mediocre season and a playoff push. Cleveland's quarterback and receiving cores will need to step up and deliver under these circumstances, providing the team with the multidimensional threat needed to overcome their backfield issues. Looking ahead, the Browns must carefully evaluate all their running back options during training camp. The coaching staff has a big task in front of them to assess the readiness of players like Ford and Sampson while keeping Johnson as a potential fallback option. Every practice and preseason game becomes an audition, not just for the backups, but also for the team's future plans at the position. The ability to adapt and adjust will define the Browns' running game success this season. If Judkins returns without suspension, the Browns will have a potent, deep backfield. If not, the team must rally around the other players ready to step into bigger roles. The fluid nature of this situation demands a proactive approach from the Browns management and coaching personnel. The potential re-signing of D'Ernest Johnson, while possibly seen as a short-term fix, could bring unexpected benefits. Johnson's knowledge of the Browns' offensive identity and his professionalism could help stabilize the running back room and provide leadership to younger players. Veterans who understand the culture and expectations can have an outsized impact in the locker room, especially when the team faces adversity. Johnson's return might also foster healthy competition among the running backs, pushing them all to elevate their game. For the Browns, blending youth and experience at the running back position could be the key to maintaining offensive balance and producing consistent results on the field. Ultimately, the running back situation in Cleveland highlights the unpredictable nature of the NFL, where off-field issues and injuries can dramatically alter team dynamics. The Browns are facing this reality head-on, trying to adapt quickly while keeping their sights on a successful season. Whether through internal development, a veteran return, or strategic adjustments in the passing game, the team's flexibility will be tested. Fans will be watching closely as the Browns navigate this challenge, hoping to see their team maintain competitiveness despite the hurdles. This unfolding story serves as a reminder of how critical depth and readiness are in professional football, and how every player on the roster can become essential at any moment. As training camp progresses, the Browns coaching staff and front office must remain vigilant and proactive. The health, readiness, and availability of players like Judkins, Ford, Sampson, and Johnson will shape not only the backfield but the entire offense's trajectory. The Browns have a mix of youth, experience, and potential that could serve them well if managed wisely. In the NFL, the ability to pivot and adapt often separates successful teams from those that falter. For Cleveland, the coming weeks will be a test of resilience and strategic thinking. How they handle the running back situation could very well define their season success, making this one of the most compelling storylines for Browns fans and NFL observers alike. Enjoying the content so far? Smash that like button and drop your take in the comments. We want to hear what you think about the Browns this season. TYREEK Hill spotted in Cleveland? That's the rumor lighting up every corner of the NFL fanbase this week. Reports began swirling early Monday morning, when several fans claimed to have seen the electric Miami Dolphins wide receiver pulling into the Cleveland Browns training facility. While no official announcement has been made by the Browns or the Dolphins, sources close to the situation suggest something big might be brewing. The sighting was first posted on X, formerly Twitter, by a fan who recognized Hill's custom-wrapped car, often seen in Miami. Within minutes, the post had thousands of retweets and replies, with people speculating everything from a casual visit to a secret signing. The Browns haven't commented, but local reporters confirmed that a vehicle matching Hill's was indeed parked at the Browns headquarters for several hours. Could TYREEK Hill be planning a shocking move to the Dawg Pound? That's what everyone wants to know right now. Let's be clear, no trade has been officially announced. No press conference has been scheduled, but this kind of noise doesn't just happen out of nowhere. TYREEK Hill is still under contract with the Miami Dolphins, a team where he's found enormous success since leaving the Kansas City Chiefs. He's been a cornerstone of the Dolphins' explosive offense, and by all public accounts, both he and the team seemed happy. But behind the scenes, insiders are whispering that not everything has been smooth sailing. From rumored disagreements with the front office to subtle social media hints, some fans believe the relationship has quietly soured. Add to that Miami's increasing cap concerns and desire to invest in their defense, and suddenly a blockbuster trade involving Hill doesn't seem so far-fetched. Cleveland, on the other hand, has the cap room. The need for a true one receiver, and now maybe even the momentum to pull this off. Is something happening? What makes this story even more intriguing is the timing. Training camp is just around the corner, and most major roster moves would typically be done by now. But the NFL is a league full of surprises. Sometimes the biggest moves happen when no one is expecting them. If Tyreek Hill is indeed in Cleveland to sign or negotiate, it would be a stunning twist in the offseason narrative. The Browns have been relatively quiet this summer, choosing to make smaller, calculated moves instead of headline-grabbing trades. But adding a weapon like Hill would change everything. He's not just another receiver, he's arguably the most dangerous deep threat in the league. Pairing him with Deshaun Watson, who's looking to bounce back and prove he's still elite, would immediately vault the Browns' offense into one of the most feared units in the AFC. The NFL landscape could shift overnight if this deal is real, and let's talk about that fit. On paper, Tyreek Hill in Cleveland sounds like a dream scenario for the Browns. They've got Amari Cooper, who is a reliable route runner and possession receiver. They've got Elijah Moore, who's shown flashes of brilliance, but what they don't have is a receiver who terrifies defenses every time he touches the ball. Tyreek Hill is that guy. His speed changes game plans. His presence creates space for everyone else. You simply can't teach what Hill brings to the table. Defenses have to account for him on every single play, often requiring double coverage or keeping a safety deep, which opens up the middle of the field for other targets. The Browns' offensive coordinator must be salivating at the possibility of designing plays with Hill in the mix. Could this be the missing piece they've been searching for to finally get over the playoff hump? But how would this even work financially? Tyreek Hill is not cheap. He signed a massive 4-year, $120 million extension with the Dolphins just last year. That deal included over $70 million in guarantees, making him one of the highest-paid receivers in the league. The Browns would need to get creative with their cap management to absorb that kind of contract. That could involve restructuring deals, offloading current players, or even getting the Dolphins to eat some of the salary in exchange for better draft picks. If Cleveland is serious about this move, it would signal an aggressive win-now mentality. They'd be going all in on the Deshaun Watson era, putting every chip on the table in hopes of making a Super Bowl push. And honestly, after years of mediocrity and heartbreak, isn't it time the Browns took a risk like this? Maybe Tyreek Hill is the kind of gamble they need, of course. There's always the possibility this is just smoke. NFL fans have been burned by fake sightings and unfounded rumors before. Remember the Odell Beckham Jr. return saga, or the endless speculation around Adree Hopkins last offseason. Sometimes a player showing up in a city means nothing more than a quick stop or a personal visit. Hill could have friends in Cleveland. He could be there for business, unrelated to football. Or maybe he's just using this appearance to stir the pot and put pressure on the Dolphins. In today's social media-driven era, athletes know exactly how to manipulate attention. But even if this is just smoke, it's hard to ignore the sheer volume of chatter it's generated. The NFL world doesn't explode over just anything. There's a reason this story is dominating timelines and sports talk shows today. Something about it feels different. Then there's the Deshaun Watson factor. For all his off-field controversy, the Browns still believe Watson is the quarterback who can lead them to a championship. But last season was rocky, with flashes of brilliance overshadowed by rust and inconsistency. Giving him a weapon like Tyreek Hill could be exactly what he needs to get back into form. A receiver who can turn a 5-yard slant into a 60-yard touchdown changes everything. Hill also has experience working with elite quarterbacks and adjusting to new systems quickly, which could make the transition smoother. Chemistry matters, and Hill's ability to adapt and elevate quarterbacks is well documented. If the Browns are indeed pulling the trigger here, it's a clear sign that they're not just hoping Watson figures it out. They're doing everything possible to ensure he does. And that should send a message to the rest of the league. Cleveland is tired of waiting. Meanwhile, fans in Miami are understandably nervous. Losing Tyreek Hill would be a massive blow to the Dolphins' offense. He's become a fan favorite, a locker room leader, and the centerpiece of their explosive game plan. If the Dolphins are entertaining trade offers, it could mean they're pivoting toward a different team identity, perhaps more focused on defense and ball control. Or maybe there's a behind-the-scenes issue that fans aren't privy to yet. Contract disputes, disagreements with coaching philosophy, or even personal matters could be in play. Whatever the reason, the idea of Hill walking away from a team he helped revitalize is hard to swallow. But in the NFL, things change fast. Loyalty only goes so far when money, egos, and championships are involved. If Miami believes they can win without him and if Cleveland believes they can't win without him, then maybe this trade makes more sense than it seems. And let's not forget the media frenzy this would cause. Sports networks would dedicate entire segments to breaking down what this means for both teams. Fantasy football analysts would be scrambling to update rankings. Former players would chime in on social media, either praising or criticizing the move. The NFL is as much about storylines as it is about stats. And this one has all the ingredients of a blockbuster, a superstar receiver, a controversial quarterback, to franchises hungry for respect, and a fanbase desperate for success. If TYREEK Hill ends up in a Browns uniform, it might go down as one of the most shocking moves of the decade. The ripple effect would touch every corner of the league. From AFC playoff projections to MVP betting odds, in a league that thrives on chaos, this could be the spark that sets the entire 2025 season ablaze. In the end, all we have right now is a rumor, but what a rumor it is. TYREEK Hill in Cleveland. It sounds crazy, almost too wild to believe, but in the NFL, truth is often stranger than fiction. Maybe he was just visiting, maybe nothing comes of it. But maybe, just maybe, this is the start of something seismic, a new chapter for the Browns, a new path for Hill, a bold gamble that could either redefine a franchise or blow up in spectacular fashion. Until we get official word, all we can do is speculate. But you can bet one thing, the eyes of the football world will be locked on Cleveland this week. Because if even a fraction of this rumor is true, we're about to witness one of the biggest NFL shakeups in recent memory. Stay tuned, this story is just getting started. Thanks for riding with us on another Browns Blitz. If you liked the video, share it with a fellow fan, hit subscribe, and ring that bell so you're always part of the Dawg Pound conversation. Go Browns!